Hello, we are Sornia, here to assist you on your journey as you progress and carry forward the light, the beauty of your natural state. You carry that forward into your world. You ground it into the beauty of Mother Earth, and you bring it down through you, through your human vessel. Nothing new for you, you know this. We like to remind you, because this is important for you to know, that that state of being that you are all experiencing and expressing is increasing, and we see it. It's magnified quite a bit. We see it from here. Again, as frequency and vibration, we see a lot of color change. Now, color has a frequency and vibration, and it affects everyone more than you would expect. So the colors in your world have been very gray. They've been gray, dark, not a lot of flavor, as you might say, not a lot of interesting frequency and vibration coming off the colors that have been for a very long time on your planet. Coming off of humanity, radiating from humanity, radiating from the things in your world, your creations, okay? Because everything, all your creations carry a frequency and vibration. So whether you've created it or not, but understand that when you are creating something, whether it is drawing a stick man on a piece of paper or preparing a meal for your loved ones or yourself, it is a creative process. And there is frequency and vibration attached to that has color. And a lot of the colors you do not know because your human eye cannot perceive those colors. So you see them very clearly when you are no longer in human form, and you will be seeing them very clearly. They're part of your natural state in the fifth dimensional reality. So what we're getting at here with this is, because there's such growth, expansion going on within individuals and individuals who are connected to each other and standing in their truth, speaking their truth with kindness and compassion and generosity, facing difficult situations and difficult people with that generosity, that compassion, a willingness to hold that light for those who are lost. The color and frequency associated has grown, it's expanded. Your own essence, who you are, is becoming easier for you to access. Okay? So I bet most of you are saying, yes, Sornia, I know, I can feel it. I still have my dark times. I still have my moments of wonder and doubt. And that's part of what you're allowing yourselves to experience in order to, again, move through this current experience that you are having, this time frame on Earth, which is what we really want to talk to you about, of what's coming up for you. We always like to do that to kind of give you a heads up, not so much that you were predicting certain events, because we don't really know. We can get an idea, but more when we come here to give you a heads up. It's not to say, oh, beware, because there will be an earthquake here or there. That doesn't serve you. It would create for many of you a state of agitation and fear, which is what many of your truth tellers do when they expose the truth of circumstances on your planet. Many of those who are seeking truth hear the words and feel fear. Not all of you. Most of you who hear our messages do not go to that place of fear, but you can, because you feel yourselves being lost in the human condition. However, this is all lessening. You're being pulled into, being influenced by the forces that are on your planet that influence you to have a darker view of things. What we've noticed is that so many of you will have your dark days and maybe a period of time, and you manage them with greater skill, with a lot more compassion, a lot more understanding, and feeling more confident in addressing them at an emotional level. So we would say that you are arriving at that mastery point. You're not quite there yet, but you're arriving at that mastery point that you will be able to experience what is of unpleasant nature in your world and do it with greater grace, with greater dignity, and transmute and transform and dissolve those energies and bring them into a place of love. So it's working. What you are doing and how you are experiencing yourselves in this current time frame is working. We would say that all of you, again, you have your moments, but you are very grounded, both to Mother Earth and to your source energy. You feel it, and it becomes more quickly to you. When you ask something, it comes more quickly. There's less of resistance felt by you when seeking to understand something that is coming up from within you that is causing you confusion or distress. It's very, very interesting. It is where we all want all of us to be. So how is this affecting us? Just a little side note, that our field here in this realm that we are in is taken on a new tone. Speaking of tone, sound is very important at this time, as it is for you in your own experiences of expansion. Okay, so color, sound, which are frequency and vibration. But in your world, what's tangible to you, you can hear sounds, you can see colors. And when you see a color, you can feel it. You can feel what that color does for you. When you hear a sound, you can feel what that sound does for you on the inside. You're not oblivious and walking around with your head in the clouds or any of that. So know that this is all affecting us in the same way, because we are assisting you, but we are also doing our part here to help ourselves grow and expand, because we're all in this together. So we wanted to give you a little bit of a insight as to how the field in which we are experiencing our interactions with you. So, we really are, as you are, from a higher dimensional reality, and you know this. And we lower our vibration in order to, especially at this time, assist all of you. So that lower vibration that we have our presence in, that lower vibration for us is not our natural state. So at times we have had to adjust to that experience. It was not always comfortable for us. But we needed to do that so we could be closer to all of you as you're experiencing the actual density of third dimensional reality. So part of what has been going on, which we did not reveal to you, we weren't quite sure where it would go, but part of this was to not only expand as individuals and help each other to expand, but what you've done is cause the areas, the dimensional realities that are around Earth are cleaned up in a sense. They do not have the heaviness, or they're not infiltrated as easily by these negative forces. So you're saying, oh, we thought everything on the other side was hunky-dory. Oh, you would forget. Everything is subject to whatever is out there. So everything exists. Everything is possible. So this realm that we allow ourselves to experience, to be close to you, is cleaning up. It's pretty much cleaned up, and it is of a higher vibration, which means that you are of a higher vibration. You are more expanded, and you've assisted us in cleaning this up as we have. Hopefully this makes sense. Sometimes what we're sharing with you, you might feel a bit confused. Just sit with it. Know that keep doing what you're doing. Okay? So the consequences of this are many. We will see what ends up happening. Now, each one of you who hear these messages and take them to heart, know in your own personal world how you are changing, how you are seeing things differently, how you might be more loving, how you might be more compassionate, how you are able to experience things from a place of more unconditional love and acceptance, and that you are feeling. Many of you have offered thanks and gratitude for having that ability to do that. So that gratitude is so wonderful. We love that energy. And so we give it back to you. So you see, this stuff is all working. You're going to experience it, we would think, in very subtle and nuanced ways. And we're bringing this up because the consequences of this are that it's not that your world is changing, but you may be seeing your world differently. You may be sensing it differently. You are no doubt able to perceive, not so much see, but perceive the world around you and the people around you a little bit differently. So what is going to happen, we believe, is that the continual exposure, you call it, light being shown into the darkness. So the growing awareness of what is dark and the light showing that, right? That will become, in the next few months, more defined, we believe, from the way things are going, because of what so many on your planet have done in terms of grounding that Christ consciousness, source energy through your own physical form into this field, not just the field where we are, but the field that is the Christ consciousness on your planet. It's permeating everything, you see. It really is. It's a force. It's a beautiful force. It is the essence of who you really are. So that is becoming more accessible to everyone. But what's also occurring is what you call the dark, what is in the shadows, what is false, what is not of truth, is maybe in a sense magnified, or some of you may experience it as being magnified. You may perceive, remember, perceive. You may see it also, but remember, what are you perceiving? When you see situations in your world on a more global scale, and you see or hear of tragedies, significant tragedies, and how you are perceiving those tragedies is very important, because we anticipate, again, if this does not happen, then good, or it wasn't time. Don't be afraid of those things that seem scary. Remember, you are really dissolving that and understanding that energy of fear, right? But you may see things or experience things or know of things, events that are troubling to you. They may be beyond troubling to you. They may instill doubt in your progress, in the progress of the planet, and all of us, when we say your, and we anticipate that. And it may set some of you back. Don't be hard on yourselves if it does. Because if the events transpire that you are witness to, whether you are actually in physical proximity or you hear of it through your media, you really want to be able to, in that moment, if you feel the fear, manage the fear. You know that. But some of you may feel frozen. Okay, again, don't be hard on yourselves. It has to happen. It may come in smaller amounts. It may not come and touch you where you are, but you may know of these things. That is really what we feel will be more what will occur, because where most of you live that receive these messages, the majority of you are in locations that are what we call kind of insulated and safe areas. Not all of you, but again, that was by choice. So, what are we getting at here? More exposure, more light being shown into the darkness. So more of the darkness is going to be revealed. Now, your task at hand is to remember again who you are, shine your light in there, and to hold to your truth for others. Because as the falsehoods are revealed, it could very well, again, we don't want to say 100%, but it could get very almost absurd in what some of the events that may occur may leave some of you with your mouths hanging open going, how is this possible? You have all done everything that you could to get to a point of knowing who you are as best as you can. You're close to that mastery that we talked about. So those events that could come to unbalance you, and again, we're not sure what will happen here, but it seems like a natural consequence of all this expansion that's going on with the light. Some of you may fall back into fear-based emotions or thoughts, and managing them and being open about them and talking with them, either with a trusted person or with us, will help you go through it, because you're now on stage, if you will, to help others. You're there. And some of you are like, well, I don't ever do anything. I don't see anyone. I'm retired. I sit home all the time. Don't underestimate that when you go to the grocery store or any small interaction. Be very conscious of that. All your interactions. You may be driving down the street and you think, well, how can I be affecting that? Think about it. All of your interactions, all of your day that is spent in small little things, you are affecting the world around you by your state of being. Whether you are out and about and you are working and you are interacting with lots and lots of people, or you are more secluded and in a quieter state at this time and not out and about. But everyone does go out and does interact with others. All of you do. We see that in some level. So there's always nothing to fear, but we're bringing this up because some of you who feel maybe not so confident with where you're at and might see events and say, we've stepped back, things are getting worse, people aren't understanding. We don't think you will, but you might know people who are just beginning to understand the truth of who they really are. And those are the people that you want to be there for, instruct them, guide them just by your presence. Again, no preaching, no imposing your will on anyone, but being present for them and allowing them to have their experience, but helping them to see it the way you see it. Suggestions, right? So what you have signed up to do at the soul level is, there are many things that you have signed up to do, but what you are now about to enter into a period of time that we expect to be really long is one of the assistants, the teachers, the healers, the those different roles that you have all taken on in whatever form and to whatever degree. Okay? So, patience, compassion. You're going to see some ugliness. It's probably already seeing a lot of ugliness. People are lost. Not everybody. Lots are waking up, but a lot are really captured and really dancing with the dark. Okay? So your compassion and your willingness to engage with them without fear and just be present with your essence will help everyone as we all go through this next period of time, which we see to be probably quite lengthy going out through this year. It has to happen. It's almost like got to have let the rage out, or a good cry. When you've bottled things up, things have been bottled up and they're ready to be, at least the first layer, really be revealed, exposed to the light. You've been doing that, but this is a layer that is of darkness where fear resides. And the energy of fear works differently in each one of you. And what may manifest as events in your world will probably touch each one of you in a very vulnerable area. Financial, your home life, health. Where do you feel vulnerable? Where have you kind of allowed the falsehood of the energy of being affected by these negative energies? Where have you allowed that to reside in your energy system? That is what will be triggered during this time. It's not directed at you. It's more of a global, it's actually universal, but where you are at, it'll be affected really in your whole world. So you may see some people really losing it. Hold them accountable, of course, but be compassionate. We're seeing that. All of you with so much ugliness that has been exposed in your world. And a lot of you have had to deal with attacks, personal attacks on your character. For whatever reason, that's the state of things right now. Divide and conquer, that's what is going on. You have held to that, and you've held a compassionate view and a compassionate heart. So that's why the dark can never win, because the dark doesn't understand compassion, that force. It doesn't know compassion. It doesn't know empathy. It lacks it. So, okay, well, I'm going to step down off my soapbox here. I've been told my time is up. It's a delight to be here. We love you very much. We are here for you. Continue to do what you are doing. It's really an amazing time. And yes, we're there for you. We are Sornia. Goodbye.